Breaking news. BRYAN MBEUMO is a Manchester United player. This is here we go. The deal has been completed. You can absolutely then close your mind to this whole era and this whole saga. The deal has been completed. Brentford has agreed to the £65 million in fixed fee and £5 million in add-ons. The deal is complete. So now we are going to be seeing Brentford sell BRYAN MBEUMO and to Manchester United. And the beautiful thing about this situation is that BRYAN MBEUMO, he gets to join Manchester United with the likes of Matheus Cunha and play with the likes of Bruno Fernandes. Now Manchester United, with this situation, we are getting talented. A player that has given 20 goals last season, I believe also 11 assists. It is mind-blowing what he did for Brentford last season. But this saga definitely is over. It takes us into a new rarefied kind of air in terms of us breathing, because it gives us hope going into the next season. It gives us an opportunity to see that Manchester United could be better, especially because we finished 15th last season. And I know, like, I'm sounding like a broken record repeating the 15th, but we can never forget it. We can never forget where we were, because all that would do is help us repeat it. So when we remember, then it gives us an opportunity for us to then work on it and get better. And what Manchester United just did with signing BRYAN MBEUMO and Matheus Cunha is they just went into the Premier League and bought goals. We went into the Premier League, bought goals, because Matheus Cunha was 15 goals last season and BRYAN MBEUMO was 20 goals last season. If they can repeat that exact amount of goals, all of a sudden Manchester United have gotten more than half of what they got last season. Manchester United finished 15th place with 44 goals last season, and that was abysmal. So now when we look at this situation, we understand that Manchester United have gotten better in their attacking lineup. We have basically revamped 2/3 of our striking line. Now we need to go and get a striker. Now we need to focus on how we can get somebody and get a striker in that would absolutely dominate the Premier League. Now, I know that it's not going to be a situation where we get the best of the best. And I know the best striker out there is still Victor Osimhen, because Gyökeres is going to Arsenal. We do not know where Benjamin Sesko is going to. So Victor Gyökeres, what's his name? Victor Osimhen is the only striker in my mind that is good enough to lead the line for Manchester United that hasn't been signed by a new club yet. Now, I know Manchester United doesn't have the money to do that. I know Manchester United are literally scraping the barrel in order to get this deal done. But one thing we can say about this deal, even though it's done now and we can basically close the chapter, we also have to talk about how Manchester United were so ineffective in getting this deal done. You get me? We were so ineffective in getting this deal done. It's a deal that we could have done before Matheus Cunha. You understand? We already had Matheus Cunha cornered in the market. He was a release clause. And in the deal where we could have gotten BRYAN MBEUMO, and you just needed to know who you were dealing with. With Brentford sell their players in a very high standard. They do not give their players up for free or up for cheap. So if you had gone in to get BRYAN MBEUMO first, you could have gotten him for 55 million. That was the evaluation that Brentford had put on. But because Brentford saw that we just bought a player for 62.3 million that had 15 goals while their player had 20, they rose the evaluation. And they kept on rising it, and we kept on playing the game and playing the deal. You get me? Now we, in my mind, have lost this deal, even though we have gotten a really good player in spite of it. You get me? The deal definitely continues the reputation that Manchester United are going to pay for what they want. They are going to pay for what they want. And in that sense, we haven't repaired our reputation one bit. And that was one thing that Omar Benrada said he was working to repair. You get me? He was working to repair. He did not repair it in this particular move. So hopefully, going forward, what we did with Gerard Brantwaite, we can continue it in giving everybody the understanding that Manchester United is not to be played with. Manchester United is not going to be paying those luxury tax or those United tax of what they call it. And we are going to honestly look at ourselves and get better in the transfer window. Now, it is absolutely exciting. One thing is for sure, Ruben Amorim has gotten a player that can absolutely take the ball on a run. He can do it himself. He can also play that false nine position and give you a lot of assists and a lot of goals. He's a professional player, a player that doesn't make the mistakes that a young kid would make, a player that Diallo can learn from, a player that every person can focus on and learn from, and would honestly become a professional by learning from BRYAN MBEUMO. So this is a good deal in my opinion. I understand that we lost a lot of money when it comes to that, but it is a good deal in my opinion. It is really good, and I'm happy to see that BRYAN MBEUMO is going to be a Manchester United player. Let me know what you guys think about this situation down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.